I'm vlogging from the bathroom tonight rather, because I'm trying not to disturb the insomniac who is blissfully asleep, and I'd like to keep him that way. So I'm in the midst of my biannual rereading of the Harry Potter books, and I actually noticed a few things. I'm actually I think 80% of the way through rereading Goblet of Fire. And first off, I kind of made a connection about Philosopher's Stone, or the Sorcerer's Stone, you know, if you're a dumb yank like me. And it's something that's like kind of obvious, but I didn't really realize it before. So of course, you know, the position of Defense Against the Dark Arts is cursed. No one lasts for more than a year, but that's because Voldemort was, you know, a bit miffed that when he went to go hide the lost item of Ravenclaw in the Room of Requirement, that, you know, he didn't get the job from Dumbledore. But ironically, Harry's first year, Voldemort was the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. Sure, he was on the back of Quirrell's head, but he actually was Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, which also means that unfortunately his curse on that position screwed him up. He would have had possibly, you know, all 70 years to slowly plot his revenge, chip away at Harry and his friends and Dumbledore and orchestrate all this stuff. The guy had just not cursed the position. Also kind of screwed himself out of Snape being able to keep that position for a longer time too. Yep. So Voldemort, of all the many things you screwed up, that is probably 4 or 5 on the list of your top 10 screw-ups. Voldy's top 10 mistakes. The other thing I noticed was that, as I said, I'm rereading Goblet of Fire right now. Definitely a favorite of mine, my second favorite of the series after the Deathly Hallows, which is the best. And one of the things I realized, so there's the 3 Triwizard tournament tasks. And the first one, Harry uses the spell Accio or Accio? I think Accio is the correct pronunciation. Harry uses the spell Accio to bring him his firebolt, so he can, you know, fly around, better distract the dragon, get the golden egg rather. It occurs to me that Accio could have actually solved every single one of those Triwizard tournament tasks. I shit you not. Here's how. First task, even if you hadn't gotten the firebolt, although that probably was a good idea to, you know, evade deathly dragon fire and all that good stuff. Accio, golden egg. Boom, task done. Of course, it depended on whether or not the dragon was, you know, sitting on the egg. I think, if I recall, they did imply in the book that he had to kind of, you know, get the dragon to sort of stretch out a little bit so he could better get the egg. So, you know, he might have been physically blocking it, but if the dragon wasn't completely physically blocking the egg, boom, Accio, golden egg, task done. Second task, rescuing Ron, trying to figure out how to breathe underwater. Accio, Ron Weasley, boom, done. No waiting around for hostages, no having to breathe underwater. And the final task, Accio, Triwizard Cup. And you might say, ha ha ha, but Dumbledore probably, and you know, his, all his friends, all the people that participated in setting up that trial, clearly they would have made it so you can't just Accio the Triwizard Cup. No, because when he's in the graveyard and he's trying to bring Cedric's body back, straight up Accios the Portkey. he totally could have done Accio, Triwizard Cup, won the thing, still been sent over to get his ass kicked by Voldemort and bring him back to life and all that other crappy stuff, but would have very quickly won the tournament. So yeah, Accio solves every task in the Triwizard tournament. And that's my Harry Potter revelation so far. I will probably have other revelations, potentially, rereading the 5th, 6th, and 7th book. So I've actually read the 4th book 34 times, the 1st book approximately like 36 times since I started reading them in 1999, and you can still notice new things. That's the sign, I think, of a good book, good movie, good piece of art, that you still notice, realize new things, no matter how many times you observe them. So that's pretty cool.